What's going on, everybody? It's me, truck driver Sean. I'm here today, probably getting a lot of trouble from the internet because it seems like it's what I do. We're here to talk about the Cali preamp pedal from Fortin Amplification. As we all know, I love the Cali amp. It is fantastic. It does a lot of things in one amp. Kind of covers the gamut of pretty much everything, and you get the Fortin touch on it. So what we're going to get from this is a very broken down version of what's going on, right? So I did try this first, so we don't have an episode like we had last time. I don't have to apologize for anything. And what I can tell you from this is, to me, the gains are backwards, but if I remember right, they were on the actual amp too, so that makes sense. So you turn it on and off, gain 1, gain 2. So your gain 1 is actually your bonus gain. Your gain 2 is actually your regular gain. And on the pedal, the gain 2 actually comes first and then gain 1. So it does make sense, just doesn't at the same time. But it's Mike. Guy knows what he's doing, right? You got a volume, then you have your standard bass, treble, middle going across the top. Then you have where you can really tinker with the sounds on these. You have, under your master volume, you have a 3-way toggle which gives you the choice of a vintage, a raw, or a saturated. So in your vintage, think pushed plexi, you know, the old school shit that we all love to boost with a pedal. You know, it is something we love. And then you have raw, which is just full on, no bells, no whistles, just the Fortin sound. And then you have saturated, which adds a ton of that classic Fortin gain that we all love, that just punishing gain. That's really the only way to put it. It's just punishing. It's razor sharp. It gives you everything you need and then some. Now each gain comes with a bright switch, which so far is the only thing I have a problem with, because it causes my amp to squeal for whatever reason. Could be a problem with the pedal. Could be how I'm using it. I have a track record of fucking something up with the Fortin pedal. Jesus. But anyway, what it's supposed to do is kind of give you, like, if it's all the way to the left, you have like just the vintage plexi bright push. If it's in the middle, everything's in its natural state, just like with the master 3-way switch. If it's in the middle, you're not doing anything. If it's over to the right, that is a 2203 800, JCM 800, pushed over the edge. And as we all know, we mod JCM 800s because they're woofy, boxy motherfuckers. This kind of fixes that problem. But yeah, great pedal. You can use it any way you want. You can run it as just a distortion pedal. You can run it as a preamp through a power amp through the front, or you can use it through your existing amp through the return on the effects loop. It basically takes over your amp, and all you're really using is the tubes to push, right? Anyhow, you've heard me yak enough. $299. Right now he's having a sale where if you want to get a Zool 2 Plus, which trust me, just makes noise, might be worth your effort to get one if you want to stick to the Fortin name. Give you 20% off when you buy this. It's a good deal. Fortin usually doesn't give very many good deals, so hats off to Mike. All right, let's plug this in and make some noise. Check out the Batman while I hook some shit up. Roll that beautiful Batman footage. All right, so as you can see, dialing in a good tone's not too difficult. If you want the tone to get fatter, there's a ton of things you can do. The EQ on this is super reactive. Right now, I am on what they call the bonus channel. Channel 1. Although, it should be channel 2, but it's channel 1. So, if we go back to just regular old, no bonus gain, one stage, this is what we get in that same exact thing. So as you can tell, it's classic rock, right? I mean, none for nothing. It's just classic rock. So why I wanted to show that, because normally I don't fuck around with that kind of gain, is if you're someone who really likes the Fortin sound, but you're the type of player that doesn't really need craziness, this will still work for you. It kind of does everything, sort of like the Cali amp. If anybody's ever played the Cali amp, you know it can do anything from really nice cleans, which saying that when you're talking about Fortin is, you know, we don't usually mention that when we talk about Fortin. And then it just gets like that kind of like raunchy, dirty, like what we have right now, where it's good for like AC/DC, 70s arena rock. You can get it to be real chubby if you want to, and get kind of like that, almost like, oh, what the hell's the name of that? The Melvins. You can kind of get like their sound out of it. And you can change the voice of this. Like right now I have it all the way to the right, so we're looking at, you know, the classic Fortin gain, that push that we all like. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to push that all the way over to pushed plexi. Let's see what that sounds like. You just get like that super duper classic rock. Like you can literally play the blues with it and it makes sense, right? So if we go into the middle, that's dead nuts, just the natural state of the Cali under gain 2. And then of course, back over to the Fortin pushed gain that we all love. Still sitting on channel 2, which I'll always see as channel 1. But yeah, here we go. right, so we also have, believe it or not, a brightness switch, which right now I'm sitting dead in the center because personally, something weird happens to this thing with the brights. For me, for you, probably awesome. For me, not so much. So I just leave it dead nuts, which is what's awesome about this. It gives you the option. So we're going to go over all the way to the left, which is kind of like that vintage plexi bright. Here we go. Then back in the middle, just to give you a reminder what it's like when no bright is on. And then we're going to take that brightness and we're going to move it on over to more like that 2203 JCM 800 situation, which means it's going to get a little more robust, hopefully. Let's see. All right, so if you find your hot spot in that, here's where a lot of magic really happens, right? For me, it's just in the middle. So we're going to bump it onto channel 1, which should be channel 2. Yes, I'm having a lot of fun pointing that out. We're going to be dead nuts in the middle on all of them again. And yeah, here we go, a little extra gain. As you can tell, getting a little more wound up. Things are looking good. So we're going to go over to the bright, which again, this is going to kind of give you that vintage plexi. And what's awesome is this controls it just for the extra gain. It's not affecting your original gain, just the extra gain stage. Here we go. And again, just for memory's sake, we're going to go back to the middle. Horrible playing. And now we're going over to the 2203, which is a version of the JCM 800. As good as that sounds, I still like it in the middle. In the middle. All right, so as you can tell, she gets frothy. Now, while this is on, you're still using gain 2, which I consider gain 1, and then your bonus gain is on. As you can tell, my bonus gain is damn near cranked. The only thing I could say about this that's just a little different than the real Cali. The real Cali has a lot more gain on tap. Now this is really razor sharp, so I'm thinking about stanking that if I grab a 7-string, that we're gonna get a whole different experience on this thing, right? So what I've been using right here is the Gungnir 6-string by Heathen, distuned half step down. Now I'm gonna grab my 7-string, which is a 7-string Heathen, and that is just drop A. Oh, and the amp that I'm running through the effects loop on is a Litchrum Audio Prometheus. Okay. Hazoka Doka. Any luck? It's got an Evertune, so it should be in tune, so I shouldn't have to sweat it, right? All right. Let's see what happens. Yeah. Okay, with the 7-string, we might have to explore some of those highs. Let's do so. Alright, as you can tell, it gets a little noisy. But what we're going to do is we're going to try to add a little bit of the highs from gain 2, which technically is gain 1. See what happens. Oh, she opened up. Here we go. Alright, so yeah, definitely a whole different experience with a 7-string. It does a lot. Covers a shit ton of ground. Actually, let's turn off the extra gain to see what it sounds like. Let's tinker with it a little bit. Hell, we're here, why not, right? Alright, so yeah, on the 7-string I'm not a big fan of just using the regular gain. Good pedal, $300. It does the thing. If you want my opinion, and it's just my opinion, of course, test shit on your own. My opinion shouldn't mean shit. I'm just kind of like a baseline out there to look at what other guys are doing, put all your information together, and see if this is really what you're looking for. I still think the Natus is where it's at. The Natus just kills. It absolutely slays. If this had a little bit better gain stage to it, I'd probably, because of the options, go with this one. But either I played an extra special Cali the few times that I played one, because I played it at the same place, same guy's Cali. Or this is kind of missing that little sauce that's in the actual Cali. Which I get it. This is a preamp pedal. It's not the actual Cali. That I understand. But I just, that saturation and that oomph that the actual Cali has, I was kind of hoping would be in this because it's in the Natus, right? Technically, they, without telling anybody, they could have just taken a copy of the Natus and added these things to it, and it would have been perfect. But yeah, I don't know. It's very cool. Of course, you know, Mike does really good stuff. He builds high quality stuff. May not all be for me, but hey, can't hit it out of the park every single time. So I don't need any hate messages and shit from you assholes. I like Mike. I think he's a genius. One of my favorite amps of all time is Evil Pumpkin. I want one in the worst goddamn way. It's just too expensive for my broke ass to buy. Sooner or later, someone will get hard up for money, meth will get more expensive or something, and I'll get one. Right now, not happening. But anyway, there you go. That is the Cali. Again, gear I used today, I used a 6-string and a 7-string Heathen Gungnir, both loaded with EMGs, 81s and 85s. This Cali is going into the return of the effects loop of the Prometheus by Lichlorm Audio. And of course, I'm using Arachnid cabs. All mic'd up with an SM57. All right, very cool. Like, share, subscribe, and kiss my ass. Later.